Good morning all. Welcome to my channel. My name's Matt. Yes, I know I've got no hair. Have a coffee. Right, on to the next build. It's been a while. I've done other builds that's been off camera, but that's been shelved because of nuisances is the word. So, while it's quiet, at the moment it's quiet, we're going to be looking at this little fella. If I can get you up there. Oswald Cobblepot penguin. So I'm going to get a better view and turn this camera around and we'll have a look at it. Okie dokie. Right, as I was saying, this little fella is Oswald Cobblepot, or penguin. I think it's 1/6 scale. I did scale it down a bit. He's a little fella. 1/6 scale, where did I get it up from? Well, that's 1/6 scale. And that's roughly about the same size-ish. It's about the same size as that. Ish. So, yeah, we're going to go 1/6 on this. It's, I think we're in the ballpark somewhere. So we'll have a measure up. Okay, so first of all, the base, let's put this thing together and then I'll show you what we got. So from the back, we have a couple of gate posts which sit on there like that, and the other one goes in a hole in there like that. Okay, we have a bag with money falling out of it there. We have a bit of brickwork, somebody's demise hand. We have a shovel which goes out like that. Okay. Now, as for Oswald, he goes in there like that, nicely. Body goes on there like that, nicely. We have a head. We have a revolver which sits in there nicely. Like that. This we're going to do the same. And we have a umbrella. Now I am very aware of how flimsy and delicate this can be, so if I was to post this somewhere, what I've done is I've inserted a magnet in there and inside there, which would go like that. I did have it like that. Yeah, it goes like that. Let's have a look. Let's get the camera down. So there's Oswald. So I need to try and work out how I'm going to attach that or detach that, and have it so it could be taken apart before shipping. Okay, so that's that. And around the back, it's boring around the back. And I got a missed piece of primer up there, which we'll sort out in a bit. And we've got some foliage down here. There's some foliage there, and there, and there, and they're all very delicate, and I'm scared to touch them or paint them just in case they might snap. Okay, so that's that. So let's take this thing apart and we can just start painting. Take this thing apart and start painting the base. Right then, I'm going to start with this base. We've got 3 colours I quite like because I want this base to stand out a little bit more than I usually do. Charred Brown by Vallejo Game Colour. This is going to go on quite loosely. Got a big brush and I'm just going to water it down quite some and leave it at that. And all I'm going to do is just go over everything, really, including the banknotes at the moment. We can do all the details a bit later. So this ain't going to take long at all. Watch out for the shrubbery. Like that. Doesn't matter if there's dark patches of the primer showing through. So you're going to put a wash over the top of it, and this actually might help. Or that might actually help in our process. So I'm going to carry on doing this, and you can come back. Our second colour is this flat brown colour. It's got a bit of red tinge to it. Don't need much this time because we're going to dry brush some over the top. So taking the same brush as we did before and maybe dab some off, do it on the safe side, and it's got this orangey kind of colour there, and I just want to go down, down and down like that. So across the top. We've got some boulders that we're going to pick out a bit later. Careful of these little bushes. Okay, something like that, and we can leave it for a little while and do a final highlight. Okay. Our last highlight, we've got some orange brown, and I'm going to use this really lightly, still with the big brush. You could take a bit off on the paper, toilet paper, tissue paper, and just let it run across the top, like that. And down, and down. And just random, way too much in there, but never mind. And too much in there, never mind. Right, okay. It is how it is, and happy little accidents and all the rest of it. So it's all good. Okay. There, across there like that. Down there like that. On there, across there like that. And like that. Okay. Now for the details. I'll let this dry a little bit. So I've got these bits of rocks lying around. So I've got some dark grey, my Vallejo model colour. And it's just, try to do one up here. There's a group up here. Okay, so if I do this entire piece up here with our dark grey. Okay. And then we take some neutral grey. Neutral grey. Like that. And water it down a little bit. And just across the top like that. Across the top like that. I'm going to leave that to dry. Okay. And when that's dry, we're going to highlight it with some deck tan. So more boulders. There, down there, and down there. just catching the top of it, like that. Same with there. Like that. And like that. Got a few chips up here. And there. Across there. Got some scatter just here. One there, like that. Okay. Go back to our neutral grey and just blob it on the top, like that. Okay, so and a bit like that. And we got one missing there. Okay. Now where was I before? Oh yeah. This thick tan colour. Missed that bit up there. Okay. Like that. Thick tan. So what you do, is you get your dry brush. This is a small dry brush. And a deck tan. And you take a bit and you dab it off, okay? And then just let it run across the top. And you got instant highlight. Same there. Dab, dab. Careful, dab, dab. Okay, something like that for our rocks. Alright, so now what we're going to do is wait a little while. Okay, everything's highlighted. We'll detail this a bit later on. I will go for it, don't worry. The green leaves we're going to do, but before we do anything else, we need to give it a wash of Agrax Earthshade. Just give it a bit of shadow and dirt and bleh. So, starting from the top, it gets messy, so we've got a bit of tissue to catch the fall of it. And this is 50% Agrax, 50% water, and 10% hope that everything goes absolutely how we want it. So it sits now. You got the grey up there. We've got a bit of Agrax on top of the grey, and I like how it sits and dries, and the final effect it gives. So you won't have as much Agrax on top as the Agrax in this crevice here. It gives it a bit of a shadow effect. And so what? I got another colour I can show you if you wanted to put some shadow in. excuse me. Right. This is my favourite shadow colour. It's Black Lotus. It's an express colour, which is like speed paint. I don't know why they call it Black Lotus, because it's definitely not black. It's more like a dark purpley blue, and it's very good for shadowing. Okay, I'm just checking to see I've got it everywhere I need it to be. And yes, everything looks good. I'm quite happy. I can show you this. So this is Black Lotus. And as I said, it's a very, very, very dark blue. Okay, now what you could do with Black Lotus is drop it in shadow areas. Maybe water it down a bit first. Ooh, excuse me. Like that, in there, there. And there, go up strokes. I think get it up and in where you want it. A bit like that. Okay, okay. Maybe a bit more at the top. A bit in there. A bit in there. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry for about 24 hours to dry, and we'll come back and do the leaves. Okay, everything's dried, and I've got a bit of greenery on at the moment. Just the two-part paint job on there, just to be easy. I woke up feeling rough this morning. I got a dark green. I also got a light green from AK, and that's all I did. Dark green first, mix a bit of the two together, and then highlight some points and stuff. But it's come out nice. Okay, the mini. So grey base coat to start with. Now I've got some printed money. Okay, so if you go on the internet, you can find Play Money, and trick I found was if you scale up, expand on your phone to the size of what you need, and then just take a screenshot and print it, it will actually come out the same size. So that's what I did. So that is the same size. May need a little trim on the white, but it's come out well. So I'm going to scatter these on and I'll take care of the bag. Okay, money is done. It took me absolutely ages. I ain't gonna lie, it literally did take ages. So I've got to take care of this bag. I'm going to use 3 colours: leather brown, deep brown, which got an orangey thing, and then we got tenebrous grey for our shadows. Excuse me. Okay, let's move that out of the way. So we could base coat this. All over. Okay, something like that. And wait for that to dry. And okay, this is our shadow colour. It's tenebrous grey. We're still a bit wet on here, so it'll just blend as it goes. So just drop it in there. There, wherever you like. It's quite watered down. If you feel that there's too much on there, we can get our non-generic tissue paper and just dab it away like that. So as you can see, the purpley bits on the recesses, creases. Like that. And then we go down our strap and dab it off, down our strap, dab it off. Okay, now leave that to dry. So this is our last colour we're putting on the bag, deep brown. Got dry brush and there's not very much on there. I've wiped most of it off, but I just want to give it a lift. Really, just go over the highest spots. Don't worry about the wet points. Because blending it is all good. Dab it on, take it off, and go again. Okay, that's a good livery bag. I'll do the zip, and I don't know how I'm going to do that. Let's take the brush and our shadow colour, because it's getting quite thick, and we're just going to go along the edge. Okay. We got some metal bits, but I don't like doing metal. So we got that part there. And right there. There. And a little tab for the rivet. And there's no rivet on that side, which is weird. Okay. Highlight it using some white and whatever's in your brush, and just mix it there. one bag. Oops. One livery bag. Okay, so I did some things off camera, basically because there's noise and I don't sound too good. Wobbly wobbly. Yeah, so I'm gonna go and recuperate with a cup of coffee, try and get my energies up a bit and have a kip. So that's where we are at the moment. The base is done. Brickwork is fantastic. Ooh, don't want to go that way. Yeah, there we go. So I'll see you on the next bit when I do the body. Well, it's still bubbly.